Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asad Yaqub and I am from Lahore, Pakistan, and I teach IELTS here. I welcome you once again to my IELTS reading video, and I'm really thankful to you that you guys are watching all the videos of the series. In the last video, we solved multiple choice. So if you have not seen that video, you must watch that video because there you will learn about multiple choice. Now we are going to go ahead. We are going to do summary completion with a box. Summary completion with the box means you got to complete the summary. You need to find the words in the passage. Then you need to find the synonyms of those words from the words given in the box. And then you got to write the number of that word, whether it is A, B, C or D. So this is a little confusing type of questions, but with Asad Yaqub, nothing is difficult. Now we are going to start it. Let's solve this test. And after that I'll get back once again. So let's go to the handout and we solve this test. Let's take a start. Okay, now let's move on. It's section 3 and we have questions 31 to 34. Complete the summary of paragraph 3. Okay, that's good. It's a summary of paragraph 3. So we know now that all the questions are from paragraph 3 which they have mentioned. Okay, complete the summary of paragraph 3 using the list of words below. This is the list of words. We have to use this list and we got to put the words. Now what you need to do, first you need to find the word, the answer and the word which is given in the passage. Then you have to find a synonym, purely a vocabulary game. A vocabulary game. Somebody was saying vocabulary is wrong. So it's vocabulary. Alright, it's just a vocabulary game. So you got to just see, first you need to find the word in the passage, then you need to find the synonym, and then you can write the answer. So let's take a start, and it's about paragraph 3. Okay, the question says, in the early days of photography, opinions on its future were. Now what were the opinions on the future of photography? So first we need to find the word there, and then we'll come back here and we see what is the answer. Paragraph number 3. 1. This is paragraph 1. This is paragraph 2. And this is paragraph 3. We got to see opinions were. It's going to be a plural word. From the maze of conflicting statements and heated articles on the subject, 3 main positions about the potential of camera art emerged. The simplest, entertained by many painters, and a section. Okay, now a section of the public was that photographs should be, they are explaining. From the maze of conflicting statements. What happened? Maze of conflicting statements. So it means the statements they had, they were actually conflicting statements, right? And heated articles. But actually what is the question? In the early days of photography, opinions on its future were. Opinions were conflicting actually. So for conflicting, we need to see what is the right answer. Inventive, no. Similar, no. Beneficial, no. Next, no. Mixed, yes. Because conflicting opinions means mixed opinion. So the answer is actually E. Okay. Alright, but 3 clear views emerged. So we just read about that. A large number of artists and ordinary people saw photographs as, now as something. A large number of, majority of artists and ordinary people, okay, saw photographs as dash 2 paintings. Now something which has got relation with dash 2 paintings because of the way they were produced. Now this is what we need to find, okay. So let's go back. As they said, it's all in paragraph 3, so we'll just see that. Okay, camera art emerged. The simplest, entertained by many painters and a section of the public was that photographs should not be considered art. Now they said photographs should not be considered art. Alright, the simplest, entertained by many painters and a section of the public. Now see, many painters, for painters they've used the word artist, and a section of public. So the answer is going to be somewhere over here. Let's see what is the statement. The statement is A large number of artists and ordinary people saw photographs as dash to painting. Photographs as dash to painting. Now what is that? Okay, the simplest entertained by many painters and sections of public was that photographs should not be considered art. So they said it should not be considered art because they were made with a mechanical device and by physical and chemical phenomena instead of by human hand and spirit. Okay, so that's what they actually said. So they said should not be considered art. Now this is the main thing, should not be considered art. And what is the question? The question is a large number of artists and ordinary people saw photographs as should not be considered arts. Now we got to see what can be the answer for that. Inevitable, no. Similar, no. Beneficial, no. Next, no. Mixed is already taken. Justified, no. Inferior, when they say should not be taken arts, it means they were inferior. So actually a large number of artists and ordinary people saw photographs as inferior to paintings. Should not be taken as arts, it's inferior to paintings. So G is the right answer here. Now let's go on. Because of the way they were produced, another popular view was that photographs could have a role to play in the art world despite the photographer being less dash. Now the photographer being less dash, something which is related to the photographer. Let's read the same paragraph ahead. Spirit to some camera images seem to have more in common. Photographer widely held views. Some photographers, yes. Now the answer is going to be here somewhere. Some photographers and some critics was that photographs would be useful to art. They said photographs would be useful to arts but should not be considered equal. Yeah. Should not be considered equal in creativeness to drawing and painting. Now the answer is here somewhere. Let's read the question again. The question says another popular view was that photographs could have a role to play in the art world despite the photographer being less dash. Some photographers and some critics was that photographs should be useful to art but should not be considered equal in creativeness to drawing and painting. Lastly, by assuming that the process was comparable to other techniques such as etching, lithography, a fair number of individuals realized that camera images were or could be significant as handmade works of art and that they might have a positive influence on arts and all that stuff. Now we go back and we just see actually what do they say here. Mainly what are they saying, that is lastly by assuming that the process was comparable to other techniques. Process was comparable to other techniques such as etching and lithography. So this process was not something extraordinary, it was just like comparable to the other ones, comparable, right? Let's go back and see. Now they say another popular view was that photographs could have a role to play in the art world despite the photographers being less inventive. Why less inventive? Because they are saying here that photographs would be useful to art should not be considered equal in creativeness to drawing and paintings by assuming that the process was comparable to other techniques. It was not like very inventive and all that. Comparable to other techniques such as etching and lithography, a fair number of individuals realized that camera images were or could be as significant as handmade works of art and all that. So option inventive, actually less inventive, A is the right answer. Similar cannot be the right answer. Beneficial, less beneficial, wrong. Less, next cannot even come. Less, justified, cannot come. And inferior is already taken. So now we got the last one. Finally, a smaller number of people suspected that the impact of photography on art and society could, now see we are just left with word could, be justified, could be beneficial, could be similar, and all that. So finally, a smaller number of people suspected that the impact of photography on art and society could be. Now we need to read from here. Yes, here they are talking about that. A fair number of individuals, yeah, the answer is just here. A fair number of individuals realized that camera images were or could be as significant as handmade works, right? As significant as handmade works of art, and that they might have a positive influence. Now, a positive influence, so the influence is going to be positive on the arts and on culture in general. Now let's see, what do we have here? Finally, finally a smaller number of people suspected. Now what did they suspect? That the impact of photography on art and society could be. Now let's see, what could that be? Similar, no. Beneficial, maybe yes, but similar cannot be the right. Next cannot be the right. This cannot be the right. So by comparison, we've got beneficial, which is the right answer. So we will write here C. How do we get to know beneficial? Because they have mentioned here a positive influence, that they might have a positive influence on the art, significant as handmade works of art, and that they might have a positive influence, so it means they can be beneficial. So this is how you need to do this type of questions. Thank you. Welcome back. So now summary completion with a box should not be a problem for you. Okay, yeah, we learned about summary completion, how to find the synonyms and how to write the right answers. That's what we've learned. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and you must comment this video as well. Tell me what else you want me to do. Tell me what else you want me to cover in my videos. Definitely I'll cover that content as well. You must subscribe my other channel, Asad Yaqub Vlogs, because I upload videos there as well, so you can learn from that channel as well, because from Asad Yaqub you can only expect educational videos. And I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, you can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub wishes you all the best and too much all the best. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.